You're listening to ArTEEtude, a podcast with artists created and produced by Detlef Schlich, a visual artist and ritual designer, living and loving in West Cork, and best known for his essay about the cause and effect of shamanism, art and digital culture. Working in the field of performance, photography, painting, sound, installations, and film, he will dive and discover with us and a weekly creative guest into the unknown and exciting deep ocean of the creative mind.
This is Detlef Schlich, and today we dive into the deep and unknown ocean of the creative mind together with Buko Pan Guerra and Nick Scott. First of all, hi, both dear people. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
It is quite weird because we are. It's the first time for me that we're gonna have a session with three persons, with three artists together. So it's a new experiment for myself as well. Buko and Nick, they are as well in California, and my reception is a little bit funny now because a lot of people are on air, so everything dropped a little bit out. However, great to have you here in my show.
Awesome, we're happy to be here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it looks like it works all very well. So that's first of all cool, because just for the listeners, dear listeners, first of all, thank you as well that you're back here on the show. It's great. Thank the listeners from Spain, from Portugal, from Germany, from America, Dallas, Texas, California, Colorado, wherever, Ireland as well. I'm so happy that I'm still like a digital shaman flying through America. I'm still in California, where both artists are currently settled, because both they have a band called the Swords of Fatima, which is quite. It is quite funny. I discovered you guys because I had my last podcast with Steven Dozhensky, who is now together with Cliff Roman's band, Roman's Weirders, which I had already last year, and I saw one gig of you guys. It was already 7 years old, and because for the listeners, dear listeners, Nick, he's drummer, and Buko is the guitar player. So they play as a duo.
Nikki calls us a two-per group.
Yeah.
Yes, the two-per group.
All right. So, and the guys played yesterday evening at the two-pack room in Seattle, actually, together with two other bands.
My friend Rick Friel's band is one of the groups. L. Steiner is the name of them, and Buko Batanga,
and the other,
of course.
Batanga, yes.
Is named after. Go ahead, tell him.
My favorite snorkeling place in the Philippines. So we don't know each other, but we're gonna meet finally, and we'll be two Filipino bands. So that's another. You'll have reception from Filipinos in Asia for the podcast as well, so you can add that to our viewership.
All right. That's correct. I mean, I would love to be there, honestly. So like I say, I saw a show from you guys. It was on the road on the 22 on the First Street. It was with a fire performance.
Oh, right. That was just in Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Outside.
Yeah, the oil drummer is Ethan Port from Savage Republic. and we did the street festival. So
He's
that was our
responsible
first.
Huh?
Yeah, it was our first time performing with someone else other than the two of us. So we performed with a belly dancer once, but that was our first time collaborating with Ethan and another musician. So it's very interesting and lots of fun.
I mean, I think it was probably big fun. I was wondering that the fire, it was probably quite difficult to get an insurance for this gig, wasn't it?
It was part of the festival. The people who run it, they take care of that.
Yeah, and I don't think it was that difficult, the whole fire thing. It was more like, I mean, he's basically pouring rubbing alcohol on an oil drum and setting it on fire. I mean, like, unless you're stupid enough to put your arms over the open flames on the oil drum, you're probably going to be okay. I mean, like, come on, who's going to dive on a flaming oil drum?
And then that's why we had a barricade, because we couldn't let people in nearby where he was performing. And Ethan, he's been doing this in I mean, Savage Republic. They've been together for 30 years or 40 years. How long has it been? Since the 1980 something. So he knows what he's doing. He's a professional oil drummer.
When Tom Thurman was still on drugs.
I mean, no doubts about that. But I know here in Ireland, it's if it comes to things like this, insurance is a big word here, you know. And,
oh yeah.
That's so I was wondering, wow, you know.
Well, I don't think it's cool to let. I don't think it's cool to let any of the audience members die in any country. I think it's kind of like that. That's kind of verboten, as you say.
Verboten, yeah. Achtung, verboten. I mean,
there you go.
For the listeners, Nick actually wears a German T-shirt. Scheißen ist Arbeit. This is that means shitting is hard work.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Cat Williams for that one.
I mean,
true.
I don't want to get into details, but if you're getting older, but
it becomes even more shitty. You're right.
Yeah. So Scheißen ist Arbeit. It's not Scheiß Arbeit. It's different between Scheiß Arbeit and Scheißen ist Arbeit. Scheiß Arbeit means the work is shit. And Scheißen ist Arbeit it's shit work. No, shit is work.
Shit work. Yeah, it's like, this is shit work.
Yeah. So that's, that's great. You guys.
I knew you'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So you, I mean, we never met before, but you know we already very well. So it's
on the same page.
I used to
very on par of normal conversations type of subjects for Nikki and I.
True.
Sorry about that. You see, I mean,
not surprising conversation.
Yeah, probably. And it was actually that I didn't have that on my list as well, but Nick obviously. But you see, the things. Look, I used to work as an elderly people worker, in my early years. So we were confronted a lot with this T-shirt, you know.
Yeah.
So, but okay, changing the subject. Changing the subject. I mean, I actually. This is still our first part, and we are already in the third somehow.
Thank God for editing.
No, I'm not editing a lot, you know. So it's really.
Let's keep those cobwebs deep, Nikki.
Yeah.
Keep the secrets way down.
Feels so spooky.
I mean, normally, I start with the podcast in the first part, and we go actually quite far back in order to introduce you guys to the audience, getting a little bit more personal in the life. So where you're coming from and all that. And for me, it's interesting as well because I had in my former podcasts artists from all over the world, and you still learn, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So I would say so I might just start with you, Buko. So where are you born? What I know is you're 20 years in California, aren't you?
Yes, and I was born in the Philippines. Moved to Virginia when I was 4, so I kind of grew up in Virginia. So I'm a Filipino with a country accent. Plays banjo, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a Southerner.
Does not talk with that accent, by the by.
It does sometimes. It creeps up every once in a while. Yeah. And then, so I lived in Ohio briefly and then moved to LA in 99. I went to grad school at Cal Arts. And then eventually went down into the music scene in LA and met that crazy colored hair guy. Played in a band with him.
Immediately,
Before this,
I tried
played
to
bass.
get out of it.
Yeah.
and you've been
So I played. I'm sorry.
And before that, you've been in. You just came from the Filipinos over to California.
Virginia first. So I was in Virginia. I moved to California. I was like 24, but I've already been playing since I was 11. So I've been playing in punk bands since I was 11.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
as a side note, I have to say this is totally weird, but like, when I was listening to punk rock when I first got into it, Buko was like, how old were you? Like 3, 6?
What year is this?
1976. Were you even born yet?
I was born in 75.
Okay.
So you were 1.
I was 1 year old.
1. I start listening to punk rock and I'm like, my God, this is like the coolest shit ever. I cannot believe how great this stuff is. It's like, fuck Rush. What's the matter with the people at my high school? This is the stuff. And then she's 1. She's 1.
Wow.
1 year old.
Yeah.
So she's like in a little crib going like,
I started, let's see, I was 11, so that was 1986.
Yeah.
Is when I started, when I had my wow moment of, I love punk rock, I want to play this. I started playing bass and then the guitar. And so kind of, we eventually found each other.
We Generation Jones folks.
Yeah.
Generation Jones. Generation Jones.
Yes, correct. Have you heard of this?
I just tried to no, not really. No. I mean, I know Generation.
You should look it up. Generation Jones is what they call baby boomers who never fit in with the baby boomer thing because they were
more Gen X.
They sought out like artistic things rather than going for like high paying jobs and corporate things.
Yeah.
They, like me, joined punk bands and did stuff like that. Became painters, whatever. But it's a weird term. I'd never heard it before. Somebody said, "Dude, you're not a baby boomer. You're Generation Jones." And I was like, "What the hell is Generation Jones?" And then it's like Googled it, and I was like, "My God, there is such a thing." And I looked it up, and I was like, and the more I read, I was like, "Oh fuck, they're talking about me." And I was just like, "This is exactly how I grew up right here."
Okay.
It's a weird thing. I've been searching for because when people call you boomer, you're like, your first response is to say, fuck off, because you don't want to be called that. I'm not like one of the Clintons or like, the Bush family or something like that. It's like, and they are boomers. And technically I am a boomer, but I mean, Generation Jones finally puts a name to everybody who is a baby boomer, who is a reactionary or an artist, I guess. I don't know. That's
I might look.
I would never use artist for myself.
I don't know. I mean, me actually neither. But as I started studying, I studied actually just I finished my graduation 2016 here in Ireland. Wow. I studied on an island, which was great, So I went every second week to this island, and we had tutors from Dublin Institute of Technology. So that was cool, But do you learn then, that you are a visual artist, and you have to call yourself then you have to sell you as a visual artist, and. And often it is like otherwise people don't take you serious as well,
I hear you, but listen, I'm a cheap date. I would say like, hey, I'm no artist. I mean, yeah, Tchaikovsky, artist. Like maybe
I don't know what cheap date artist. You are.
Me, artist? No, I'm a drummer. So we drummers. I mean, there's a lot of pretentious drummers out.
You are the architect.
I would say, if you want to give me an elevated title, other
but
than
don't drummers get all the women?
Say musician. It's good enough.
Yeah,
I don't need artists.
Yeah. No,
I don't deserve artists. I'm not Stuart Copeland. For God's sakes, man.
Oh, come on. I mean,
he's not bad. He's okay, drummer.
I'm still trying to play next to you off the first Police record correctly all the way through. I can't do it. He's too good.
Okay, so I know where you're coming from, but I just wonder. I hear something else in my headphone. Is there some?
Yeah, Mom, can you turn it down a little?
Oh, what? Mom's
I'm in the car.
Like,
Journey.
Is he listening to that Filipino comedian again? God damn it. That man has
No, we're listening to Journey. And Joe Coy's amazing.
It's not the problem.
I'm in the car with my mom and my uncle. And
oh my God, who's in there too? Oh Jesus.
All right, so hello.
I can't hear us, so it's all good.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. She has headphones. Tell him to tone it down, Buko, or the next time I see him, it's like
I know, they're partying in the front.
And there was something written about that the music is like James Bond for Alibaba or something like this.
Who said that?
Someone said that?
We should be quoting that.
No, that's not my own interpretation of the quote. So
it's like great. Tibetan Spy music.
Yeah.
Tibetan Spy music.
There you go.
Yeah. It's James Bond sound for Alibaba.
If you listen to the
that's perfect.
But if you listen to the critics, I'm somebody straight out of central casting for the movie The Fifth Element. That's what they called me. They didn't even say anything about the drumming at all. They're just like, oh, drummer looked like he was straight out of central casting of Fifth Element.
We're gonna start actually with I would like to start with a song from we're gonna play later at the end of this podcast, a song, the Mo Rock O song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so Buko suggested that, I think, but she had as well a solo project, and I would like to play now this song. It was Glimpse of Sentiment, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the one.
Tell the peanut gallery to shut up.
So I actually started on banjo And because someone broke into my apartment and stole all my guitars and basses, but they left the banjo. So I started learning how to play it. It's a banjo I bought in Ohio, but never actually picked it up. And then so I started writing all these songs on banjo, and then eventually I figured out how to tune my guitar to a banjo.
Yeah.
And then I started writing songs on electric guitar, and then got Nikki to join me, and that's how we started Swords. So my, I guess, origination would be banjo. So this is one of the first songs I wrote on the banjo.
All right, that's great. That's great. So I would say, dear listeners, let's start with the first with Buko's first solo song, which she wrote on a banjo, and this it's called "Glimpse of Sentiment." So bye bye. See you in a minute.
And commercial break.
I dare not look the real way.
Okay, that was Glimpse of Sentiment. Thank you very much for this song, Buko. It's quite cool.
Oh.
So
Yeah. Yeah, just I got inspiration from the last episode of 6 Feet Under.
all
it
right.
was the girl driving off looking in the rearview mirror. And so it was kind of this glimpse of her moving forward and looking in the rearview mirror and what she's leaving behind.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
I'm in
great.
a band with a weirdo.
Well,
All right.
I did go to Cal Arts, so everything's conceptual.
You can't blame it on Cal Arts, pal. I know plenty of normal people come out of Cal Arts. They're not nude or screaming poetry in the bathrooms in the middle of the night. I mean, come on.
All right,
Never
guys.
done that at all. Never.
Yeah. So I was wondering, so if we should play then now this second song from the band The Swords of Fatima. And this is now the song you have to help me. It is Morocco. Morocco, actually.
Like Morocco, but separated by hyphens. Rock.
Go.
Yeah.
And
we had a rock middle. Yeah, 2 versions. So we wrote it. Our first album is instrumental. I don't know. I think it was just kind of time, and we decided to be an instrumental band. I had a writing block lyrically. And then I finally lost my writing block, and then so all of our rest of our songs have lyrics.
Yeah.
And we put it out again with lyrics. So yeah.
She lost the writing block because it fell out of her back pocket and got run over by a truck, and that was it for the writing block.
Yeah.
That if it would be always so easy, wouldn't it? So, I wanna lose my writing block. Okay, throw it away. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we find it, and then you're like, and then you kick it out the door. You're like,
all right. So that means we listen. Eventually, we listen then to the version without the writing block. No, I mean,
yes.
I mean, actually,
yes, exactly.
With the
lyrics. It's without the writing block and finding the block where the writing was appeared, something like that.
Well, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
In a really weird way, that's exactly what happened. We made the instrumental record because we were under incredible time pressure. We were about to lose our studio space.
Okay.
And we were like, my God, we have to finish this thing.
Yeah.
So we called in our friend.
Yeah.
And that would be Scott Taylor. And who's in Rexico and also was in, oh my God, should I name off all his bands? No, let's not do that. We'll stick with Rexico. That's good.
All right.
But anyways, he came in there and he set up a Pro Tools rig and just recorded us, just set up microphones and we played it just like that.
Wow.
And there was no overdubs, anything.
Great.
And another reason why we wanted a time crunch was because the studio is infamous for other recordings. And so it became the last album that came out of that studio.
Yeah.
It so sucked. I can't even tell you about that.
Oh God. I would say
rich people from LA buy our studio, kick us out. It was bad.
That's not nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly how it happened.
I just see because we have always just 40 minutes and we're going up to the end. So for the first episode. So what we're gonna do is first of all, so before we play the song, I would say again, thank you, dear listeners. If you want to hear more from the Swords of Fatima and from Nick and Buko, you find everything in the subscription, and they have as well. They are on Instagram and on Facebook. Scheißen ist Arbeit, yeah. I see it. Yeah. So, what I'm gonna do? You can find all the stuff in the visual podcast on YouTube, and you see all as well all your Instagram accounts. Also, I put it in over there. So, but
Okay.
remind me in the second podcast that we start already with this to mention it. If I'm gonna do that now, probably we don't have the time for that anymore,
Okay.
and they will cut us. So, would say great to have you here, guys. And I would say, dear listeners, goodbye. Let's tune in next week, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, early confession from the second part from the Swords of Fatima, and listen now to Morocco. Hey guys, thank you very much to have you on the show. And
Oh man, it's great.
Hi, you're welcome. Happy to be here.
So
Bye-bye.
sorry about the technical difficulties.
yeah.
Bye.
We're getting through that. So in the next podcast, dear listeners, it just can get better. Bye. Ciao.
That's right.
Wow.
Booga, booga.
Through the shadows in the sky.
You have listened to ArTEEtude, West Cork's first art, fashion and design podcast. ArTEEtude, never so close again. That was too close.